Hello and welcome to this presentation concerning dialects and accents. Now first of all, what is exactly the difference between a language and a dialect? Well, linguists are unsure. However, they all agree that languages evolve and change continuously. Max Weinreich, a Yiddish linguist, described it like this. A language is a dialect with an army and a navy. This is definitely true for certain languages, but it's not the case for his own Yiddish language, which is an official language, but it doesn't have an army or a navy. So let's say for the sake of the text then that a dialect is a variant of a language, usually regional. Now one nation with a lot of dialects is the United Kingdom. Brummie, Geordie, Scouse, Scot, Cockney, etc. All of these dialects can be understood by non-dialect native speakers of English. According to Ian Macmillan, a Yorkshire poet, there are however huge variations within these dialects, and he also explains that dialects have a huge historical baggage. In the past, however, these dialects were considered to be a sign of low education. They were frowned upon. During the same time, received pronunciation was the norm. This form of English, also often called the Queen's English, was developed from a regional accent in the southeast of England. Why? Well, when in 1473 the printing press was invented by William Caxton, he chose the spelling and pronunciation of the southeast dialect as his standard English. The launch of the BBC in 1922 consolidated the place of received pronunciation as the accent of the educated middle class in England. Since then it was also known as BBC English. However, the situation changed with World War II. During the war, the BBC had hired Yorkshireman Wilfrid Pickles as a radio announcer. If there were to be a German invasion, he would be harder to imitate, they thought. In any case, he annoyed the southern listeners by signing off each night with a good night instead of a good night. This battle between upper-class and non-upper-class speakers of English has continued ever since. In 1954, Professor Alan Ross published an article in an obscure Finnish journal in which he stated that the biggest difference between the classes in England was not education, it was not wealth, it was language. For example, an upper-class person might say napkin and a non-upper-class person might use the word serviette. He asked the question if a non-upper-class speaker could become an upper-class speaker, to which he answered no. However, during the time of his research, the class system was already loosening. Research has shown that even the Queen is becoming less posh. So nowadays the accent of the upper class has become more of a standard RP, and the non-upper class talk in regional accents or the so-called estuary English, which lays somewhere between RP and Cockney. Now let's finish off this presentation by taking a look at a case study. We're visiting a call center in the Toon. Toon, of course, is Geordie for Newcastle. Here we find that most regional accents are considered to be prized possessions. A Yorkshire or Geordie accent is considered to be very friendly. A Scottish accent is trustworthy. The Welsh and the Irish accent score high as well. At the other end of the spectrum we find Scouse and Brummie. These accents are considered to be unappealing. In all, we can conclude that accents are a very personal thing and that they are generally appreciated by customers to a call center. The usage of RP is therefore limited to a couple of situations, such as formal conversation. Thank you very much.